Yeah, you get to choose your skills. More things, please spawn. I would love to fight you. Cool. That's actually probably going to be pretty useful. Sign me up. Oh, I already miss Blight just killing enemies for me when relevant. Of course, I think Blight is, like, straight up not as strong. But it's at least more satisfying. Oh my gosh, there it is again. I'm so happy. You bought the game right away and you haven't played any? That's, like, impressive. But I guess that means you secured a better price. Supported them early, and you just wanted to play it when it is fully, you know, released and finished. I guess that's what you're getting at. Which, respectable. I don't know how high Blight stacks. I just assumed it kept going. I don't know, it's totally reasonable to think that Artificer is fun. You know, everyone's got standards of fun. I'm taking this because this character's movement speed feels terrible. Whether or not it is, it feels terrible at all times. So... But anyway, if you like a character, nothing wrong with that. Will that actually reach him? Heck yeah. Alright, what's it gonna be? Why? Why is it Corpse Bloom again? No. I'm not gonna take Corpse Bloom. You can't make me. See, I feel the exact opposite about Artificer. I think that the playstyle is way too forced and doesn't actually even mesh that well. Like, it doesn't work for what they forced you to do. That's my opinion. Like, you have to use the skill rotation, but the rotation isn't like all that tight. So you're left with a lot of downtime. If you use the skill, the flamethrower, which like feels great, you can't use it late game because it gets you killed because it's bad. Your primary feels bad no matter what you do. The secondary skill that feels good is worse. Oh, too high. I don't know, there just feels like there's no winning. Primary just shouldn't have a charge. Charge primary is not a good idea. It's just not. Yeah, you definitely want visions on Artificer, in my opinion. See, I don't like the electric ball. I don't like it. I think the icicle's way more fun, but it's clearly worse. It's like more satisfying. Feels stronger, like the design of the attack, it feels good, but it's like not. I don't know, all of her skills are bad, my opinion. And like, why is your movement skill your fourth skill that you have to replace your admittedly not very useful flamethrower for? It's a sigh. It's a sigh. That's me. I wish that attack speed... Oh, I wish that anything made your primary good. Also, I hate when you have backup mag and you, like, charge to completion your secondary skill. And then it starts charging the second one when you don't want it to. Or the third one, or the fourth one. I was like, I want to shoot one, and I have to charge it all the way, but if I charge it all the way, it instantly charges the next one, and then I'm just left, you know, using a skill I didn't mean to. There's no winning. Just make every character's skill rotation feel like Mercenary. I missed. That's what I want. 57. Okay, cool. A long range blink? That'd be interesting. Also, can you like... I don't know if this is a thing on PC. Can you make the hover a toggle instead of a hold? Because, holy moly, holding it starts to hurt my thumb after a while. That's another reason I don't play the character. It causes me physical discomfort to do so. Which is as good a reason as I need. No, they don't do beta branches on this game. They never have. At this moment, I miss having my bite. I wish Blight were better than it is. But yeah, it does feel better. I mean, honestly, I think that the bite is fun. And if you're, like, comfortable with the game, you could do well with it. So I do actually like it. I don't think that it's, like, the meta play, though. It's definitely more fun. I've played, like, hardly any games with the beta branch. New or otherwise. Especially early access. Why would an early access game do a beta branch? That's weird to me. Like, that would be a weird idea. Like, the whole point is that you're playing the early access. But no, the next patch is release, so... I'm gonna buy this movement speed so good. Kind of annoyed this is on this side. Oh well. I still feel slow, probably because of the animation. I think that Acrid needs a lot of movement speed to feel functional. Yes, you can still do this. No, make Artificer's second skill able to hit the same enemy multiple times with arcs. That's the buff I want to see. Well, okay, no, that's a buff that I want to see in the event that they don't scrap the character and make something new in its place. Like, that would be great. It would be satisfying. But yeah, making it slow, making it fast would be against the idea of how it works. Artificer doesn't need buffs for while in the air, because while in the air, you're generally like pretty safe. That's my opinion, though. Yo, Tenorless, thank you for the Prime sub. Thanks so much for using your free sub on me. Welcome, my friend. And again, I personally, it causes me physical discomfort to just stay in the air all the time from holding space. So I would hope that they don't base more of the character around that. It feels like such a band-aid fix in the first place, because the reason it works is because enemies aren't particularly good at dealing with aerial players, you know? So it's like, yeah, you're still Artificer and all of your stuff kind of doesn't work together, but nothing's gonna really kill you too quickly because, well, it can't really deal with you being in the air. Arterius, thank you for the 27-month sub. Congrats on the sub, baby. Thank you for the continued support. All right, there's nothing up here. I would love if Artificer had a movement skill. It would also be pretty cool if you could use your third skill against aerial enemies. Oh, there are so many things. Oh man, what a character. Truly, what a character. But I don't think that they're going to fix the character at any point. It's another one of those situations where... oh, nice. Another one. Much like enemies having items that are completely unfair in void fields or scavengers. I think they're just, you know, whatever. The game, not everything has to be good or fair. Ooh, jumpy. Honestly, that would be pretty sick if the ice wall were turned into an ice field and you just placed it like a certain distance ahead of you. And it's just a sphere or a cube or something. And it affects all the enemies in it. Then you could attack aerial enemies. That'd be great. But also just like... Why is it your third skill? I mean, I don't think that it would solve the problem if they swapped the third and fourth skills and... You know, then you have to use Ice Field instead of Flamethrower, though. I guess that's thematically fine. And, I mean, it would be better than the Flamethrower, because the Flamethrower is just not late-game viable. I don't know. I'm too fat. I can hardly see what's... what item is this? I need to move. Okay. I should have probably taken movement speed. Oh, but instead I've held out for the good stuff. Have flamethrowers recoil send you flying backwards. I mean, that'd be fun as a movement skill. But that would, well, not fix any of the problems with the flamethrower, really. Nautical Bunk, thank you for the 26-month sub with Prime. Thank you for keeping the free sub alive. Appreciate you sticking around, friend. It'd be like the alien engine from Gungeon. What a fun weapon when you get to actually use it. Well, I mean, isn't the goal on Artificer to only use your second skill? You just fly around using your second skill, and that's like the character. What if they took... What if they took Loader and replaced your third skill with something equally good but not a punch? And it was still the only thing you wanted to use. Man, imagine how unsatisfying that character would feel. Well, hey, look, I believe them now from them saying that they fixed log drop rates since I got the logs like immediately. So having to find more logs is totally acceptable. Mercenary is so good, so well made. Oh. Another Dio. I don't see this item that often usually. All right, can I make this? Definitely, because I can just go up. Oh, okay. I had a little bit of doubt. Yeah, I was talking about that NXT. That is something that I very much dislike about the character. There are two of them. Why must there be two of them? Oh, I missed. All right, let me just break this real quick. Is this? No. No, it is not. I also really like Huntress's design. It's great. Though I hate the alternate primary, and I'm apparently the only one. Sure, I'll use this again. Free kill. Everyone else is like, oh yes, the alternate primary, so good, feels great, works great. And I'm like, hello, do you always have full crit? I haven't even gotten full crit with it once. And at the same time, just the delay between the attack feels terrible to me. Like, it just feels like trash to use. Because there's like, you press attack, and it's like, okay, wait a second. All right, now I'm gonna attack. And that delay makes it feel so unresponsive. Like, it feels awful. I didn't say it's not good. I just said it feels like trash. Like, the way it's made is unsatisfying and feels gross. It's not gameplay. It's like anti-gameplay. I'm sure that if you get full crit or lots of attack speed or both, that it's very strong. It just feels like trash. But you know, I just won't use it. And then I can really enjoy Huntress with the well-made skills. But like, I really put in some effort to have... Oh, I'm dead. Am I dead? I'm dead. I must run. No, don't touch me. I want to live. I don't think I have any healing. All right, I have fall damage. I'm not loader anymore. I accepted so much bleed into my life. Any opinion on the alt blink? I think that is also terrible. I think that it's an objective disadvantage in that not having verticality removes an extremely important aspect of movement for that skill, but that otherwise it is preference. But I hate how it works. Like, I think that the short blinks are not useful, and the lack of verticality is not okay. So it's on my never use list, and my never use list is very small for skills. Because generally I prefer to switch up my skills for a character every time I play them to keep it fresh. But that one's just never not happening. But I know like several people that like love it. I just I'm not with it. I think that this game does pretty much everything that the original does better. I think that this is just good sequel. Yeah, I know, I finally have full health, so I can go back to my shenanigans, poor decisions. Do I have one of those already? I do. I'm gonna take one of these, because I like saw blades. Oh, I mean, Risk of Rain 1 is like a great game. It's super good. It has some glaring issues with like enemy design. A couple bad unlocks, not as bad as this game generally though. And oh, it's good though. I the characters in this game, I'd say, are definitely a step up. There's some really cool character design things in the first game, but I actually like, and this is a personal problem, that's why I say it's that one's an opinion. I don't like most of the characters in that game. I just like don't play any of them. Play like 5 of them, and they're like 12. What enemies don't I like in 1? Well, I mean, basically the problem with enemy design is that like for all of the enemies, the only dodge is jumping because it's a 2D game. So a lot of them are very plain, but also like all of them make the ground a death zone. But then the flying enemies come in and you don't have a good way to attack them. So they also suck. Like basically they just kind of design themselves into a corner with enemies. I had to check the price of that. And the elites, yeah, the elites suck. The elites are just like very bad. You got blights, which are like invisible most of the time. You've got the orange ones that shoot homing missiles at you, when the only thing you can really do sometimes to stay alive is get on a rope. Well, if you're too close to them, they hit you on that rope. Have fun. You've got the green ones that heal all of the enemies around them, including the extremely high health, like, rocket enemies. You've got the blue ones that have the shocking effect near them. When, again, it's a 2D game, you can't really do anything but be around the enemies on the ground, so that hits you and you can't really engage them. Like, the enemy design isn't very good. Like, and it's not entirely their fault, but it kind of is too, because like, you know, if you give the characters different movement options and all that, then you probably design around this problem. Yeah, blights also have other elite effects, because why not? But mostly the fact that they're invisible, have extreme health, and like one-shot you. We can ignore the fact that they track fire and whatever else, I think. But melee characters in that game feel not good to me. They're like way harder. That game is for sure way harder. I'm just gonna get the gold chest before I even bother with the teleporter. How do I feel about Malachite enemies? They're fine. They're threatening, they have a sound, so it's not like they sneak up on you. I think that some enemies being Malachite really sucks. Like, how much damage they can do, and how the debuff works, where it's based on the amount of damage the attack deals. Like, some of them are really kind of, they make situations very unviable. So like they are kind of annoying, but most of the time, most situations they're in, it really doesn't make a huge difference. Like they don't screw you that often. But yes, haha, cancel all your healing that your build might be around. That's kind of annoying sometimes. But when I compare it to the elite design in the first game, I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome. Doesn't heal my enemies, doesn't shoot unavoidable missiles at me. You can actually avoid the missiles, but like not all the time. I'm like, yeah, it just stops me from healing. This is great. But yeah, in some situations and certain enemies really suck to have Malachite. So I definitely don't like them. But I'm not gonna come at you like, man, this is such terrible design. Nighty Moon, were you not here like 5 minutes ago when we ran through the Risk of Rain 1 elites and how bad they were and how like against the required playstyle of the game they all were? Like, they're anti-design. Ah, well, the moral is basically all of the elites in Risk of Rain 1 are absolutely against the 2D nature of the game and the way that everything is designed in that game. Like, such that you have to conduct combat in a certain way and stuff, and all of the elites are against that in ways that just are, like, super unfair and stupid. Like, oh man. Okay, but hear me out. The elites from Risk of Rain 1 would be less bad in this game. Hear me out on this. Look at the missile ones. There's a lot more verticality. There aren't ropes. As long as the missiles are actually dodgeable, such like they're very short range, like a little bit random about how they move. Like, if they're basically the Risk of Rain 1 missiles, they work. All right, okay, that one's handled. Shock Elite. No, that doesn't work. Fine, you win. There's no good way to have the Shock Elite and also have melee characters. There's just not. All right, moving on from that. Blights. The fire is more visible. Yep, okay. Fire is more visible that they're tracking. I had to think about this one because I was like, you know, this sounds pretty bad. The fact that they're invisible doesn't matter as much because the icons of any of your status effects are going to be more visible because the enemies are more spread out. You know where they are more from that as well as the fire. Okay, they work better. All right, great. That elite solved. Fire elite, tracking fire, we already have that. That also doesn't matter too much in this game. So I mean, really, the three problem children, 2 of them work better, and I'm fine with that. The fact that enemies in the void fields can have the Tesla coil is so bad. Like, it's so stupid. Void fields, I like the concept, but it is terribly executed. Mostly because there's so many items that enemies shouldn't have, and they don't care that they shouldn't have them. They're just like, yeah, you know, we hear you, but nah, we're gonna leave them. Same deal with scavengers. Scavengers have less problems than void fields because there are less of them. And their items are a little more limited. But yeah, no. Bad idea. just bad idea. If they actually wanted to remove all of the unfair items, void fields would be very powerful and like worth doing. But as they are, only worth doing for the unlock. And in the case that you just have to do it once for a challenge, that's fine that it like is terribly made. but otherwise it would just, ugh, ugh. Like if you had to do it a bunch of times, or if it were like part of the normal route of going through the game, nope. Nope. All right, I want them. I need money again. There are no enemies around me. I'm also running slow right now. Ah, yes, as long as you have 75 tougher times, it really doesn't matter what the enemies have. But, yeah, that's not the solution. The solution is balance your game. I mean, here's the thing. If you want to go to void fields every run, that's, like, actually reasonable. You can do that. Because it's just, like, leave when the enemies get a bad item. You don't have to complete it. You can just go there, get a couple items, and then bail. And that's totally fair. But if you're saying you complete the void fields every run, nah. Let's just get that out of here. I was going to the void fields a lot when I was doing high scaling, though. Like when I was like just doing successful high scaling run after successful high scaling run, I started going to them at the end. But at that point, often enough, I was like, you know, everything died whether I had any say on the matter or not. Tesla on all the enemies, but it also hurts enemies when they use it. So they have chaos or whatever that artifact is called, as do you. Honestly, that would still be terrible. There's no way you could escape all the enemies. Like one enemy spawns while Tesla is active instead of inactive, you're dead. See you later, kid. But anyway, moral is, I think that the void fields are fine insofar as you can suspend your expectation of fairness. That's pretty much it. That's the take. I mean, the red item only has to last for one round. First, you have to get there. And if they get terrible green items, well, I mean, okay. Good luck. Oh, that was a great one. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying earlier. It's like, if you want to go there all the time, yeah, you just leave with if it's really unfair, since it's not like you have to complete it more than once. You only have to complete it once for an unlock. And so as something that you only have to complete once, I think that it's fine as is. Since you can ignore it again, like, forever after that, I'm not going to be like, fix it. But if I were to be expected to go there all the time, I'd be like, fix it. So it's like, this is why I don't do it all the time. It sucks for this reason, that reason. But like, whatever kind of thing. But as soon as I gotta do it all the time, nah. Yeah, you get a bunch of items, but like, this is just the discussion of, can you have difficulty and fairness at the same time? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. You can absolutely have something be extremely difficult and also totally fair. I would love to have auto saws. I would love if these things were just firing off constantly. Yes, tomorrow is Terraria again. We have a little bit of unfinished business with our world and its orientation, shall we say. I already did Halo 3 Legendary. It took me 2 streams. You can still catch it in the VODs, for sure. That was like last weekend. Well, it is on YouTube if you were subbed, because in the Discord, subs get get access to a 1080p 60 playlist for all of the streams, so you can watch it in higher quality than the stream. Dark Souls is fair once you know what's coming. I don't think that every situation in Dark Souls is fair on a sight read, like on your first view of the thing. You walk into it unexpecting all like, and then I don't think that all of those situations are like, yeah, okay, I see what I should have done. But once you figure out how it works, yeah. Then I agree. Every time you've died, you can be like, yeah, okay, that was my mistake. I see what I did wrong. I have not tried that game yet. I don't have any established view of that game. Any opinion, positive or negative. Yeah, I've been streaming Gunfire. I've got like 40 hours in it. I reached max level. I've unlocked everything except one gun that has a really stupid unlock requirement that is, well, really stupid. You can find those VODs in the playlist as well if you decide to sub, or you can find probably most of them still on Twitch. I don't know if I've been playing it for 60 days or not. Oh, it's not 60. It's 100 lobsters with fire. And boy, let me tell you, I haven't even gotten 40. Yeah, 100. It's much better than you thought. Where's the malachite? Oh, there's the malachite. Yeah, I'm at 39. 39 lobsters with fire. And I'm like putting in an effort, but not all fire kills are created equal. They don't all count, whether you're using a fire gun or not. It probably has something to do with both the shared element Gemini and also with the like actual elemental proc. It's like, it sucks. It just sucks. Yeah, hopefully with another level set or two, lobsters will just show up more. I think that the dog is not all that fun. Like, very powerful. But with the cat buff, oh man, cat's so much more fun. And cat was already so much more fun. You all right there? You're looking a little sideways, friend. Oh, I'm dying. It's time for me to go. Now I can never heal ever again. Probably. Is that gonna loop around and catch me? Show me who's the boss. Yo, Cloud PH, thank you for the 3-month sub. Thanks so much for the support. Welcome back. And hey, now you can enjoy those 1080p 60 VODs. So you can catch up on Halo and Gunfire and whatever else. So I hope you enjoy those. Thank you again for the support. Oh boy. I feel Yep, saws. I feel saws. Why is there a Malachite chilling over here? Like, what are you doing? Gotta disagree. Quail is fantastic, but I try not to take more than 3. I think after 3, it can start to be bad. But up to 3? Nah, always. Oh, healing. It is real. Yeah, quails are 10 meters each, I believe. I believe. That sounds right. So yeah, I guess 100 would be a kilometer, which is just what you need. Dang, I missed. Did I farm my lunar coins? Yes, all of my lunar coins are actually legit. I don't spend them very often. So 500 hours of a lot of wins does this. I hope to start spending them more when 1.0 is out. Because, like, hopefully they add 2 more heresy items and an actual, like... Oh, we were talking about transformation earlier, and I was like, I don't think that that's maybe for this game. But I totally forgot what they're going to hopefully do with Strides. Strides itself, like, that set being a transformation, I think works. Because it might just be a soft transformation anyway. Like, it might not be you become something else. It just might be, well, all of your skills are different, so we may as well give you a different visual. Kind of thing. Oh, it's not hitting me. I got lucky. I won the lottery today. I would love to take that wisp, but at the moment it looks like there's a little bit of stuff in my way. Made it happen anyway. And see, this is the situation where it's like, yeah, boy, am I glad I didn't take the bite. But if I had taken the bite, this whole situation would have played out differently because I would have approached all of those enemies, like, at their own time before it got to this point. I think I would have killed the bosses faster. I mean, Artificer probably would be the best character to take all of the lunar items on, since you're not losing anything, but you also have the glide, which is like straight up definitely an advantage, right? Zidkin, thank you for the 16 months with Prime. Did you do that like yesterday? This is magic. Thank you for the continued support. Congrats on your chat year. Yo, V, thank you for the 100 bits. E to you as well. You know? I've made a mistake. I would like to leave. Invisibility can be pretty nice on your part. But I do kind of like how Celestine enemies really don't matter 90% of the time. I've been killed by, you know, an enemy I didn't realize was invisible like twice. So Celestines are just kind of like these nice punching bags that don't really matter. And I'm about that. So your own invisibility is like enemies don't target you, which is not a problem with Celestine. No, they don't buff invisible enemies, they just make them invisible. Which is why they don't matter. Until, you know, the one enemy that you were like, oh, I forgot its location, I thought it was elsewhere. And it kills you in 2 shots, because enemies kill you in 2 shots. And until that, they don't matter. And that's like pretty uncommon, which is why they just don't matter. But the nice thing about them is like, yeah, they hurt when they punch you, but they give you this big like sphere that's like, hey, in the center of this is an enemy you don't want to like go near. And you know exactly where they are at all times. So that's like, yeah, this is pretty convenient. Thanks. I mean, once you start seeing Celestines, you're going to start seeing Malachites just as often. So I think the idea that like, oh yeah, it's great that this is Celestine because it's not Malachite is not really too much of a thing, because it's like, yeah, but it's got a Malachite in it probably. Or near it. Or one will spawn in 2 seconds. Yeah, I'm here in your face making noise. Please don't notice me. I promise I'm sneaky. Nah, since I started late, I'm gonna be ending short today. I have 5 of those. Nice. And then depending how quick Terraria shenanigans are tomorrow, we may end up going late again tomorrow. Oh, owie. Get this fire away from me. I mean, I'm not like anti-spoiler. I'm just not going out of my way to find out about the new character. You don't want to know, though. But have they actually, like, told us the skills of the... I'm leaving. Have they actually told us the skills of the character at all, or have they just like shown us a couple pieces of art so we have like our own speculation? Because I don't even know what the character looks like. How many goat hooves is too many? Probably like 50. It takes a bunch. Like, I don't think it's too bad to have a bunch. But if you have a bunch of bunches, that's when it's too much. You know what? You guys can have some saw blade. Oh, beautiful. I like how they put Artificer on official art stuff, like, for 1.0. Because that means we're stuck with the character. It doesn't mean that we're stuck with how the character's skills are, but it, like, you know. The best case is already confirmed not happening. See, this is another scenario where I'd like to have the bite. Oh, I can only hope that there's no chef ever. Oh, I shot that terribly. Just the wrong spot. If we never got chef, that would be too soon. But, I mean, you know, probably just be another character I wouldn't play, so if it does get added, it's not like a big deal. Russell, thank you for the 2 months with Prime. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, I've been sent goodbye. Alright, so avoid fall damage. Thank you very much for using your free sub on me. What the? Why am I flying again? How did I do this? Thank you for the continued support. Oh well, that just bought me time to heal, so I won't die. I don't know if I expect like a ton of post-launch support, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got at least as much as the first game, with 2 or 3 expansions, right? I think that would be a good amount of stuff to get if they followed the, like, content kind of philosophy that they had with that one, with characters and items, even if we didn't get stages or skills.